Hello, hello, everyone. How are you? I'm going to bring my bestie on. Hey, Rebecca.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I just got up from a nap. So my eyes aren't quite awake yet.
Oh.
But that's okay. Let's remove this. So as you can see by the screen, Sparkle Sanctuary and Dip in Time are continuing our talk about complex PTSD awareness. And tonight we are going to be talking about healing with art. So let me remove this. Let us make ourselves bigger. You're on the baby. I am so excited. Margarita, hello, hello. How are you? Momo's in the house. We are doing well. How are you guys doing? I'm going to have to turn my fan off. We went back up in temperature today. Momo says, I'm shopping for groceries, but listening. Oh, food is definitely a must. Yep. Mutts and the piggy girls are in the house. No, Momo says, still with this ongoing virus.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's not good. Be gone, virus, be gone. We're just going to flick it away. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so really, Momo, daughter and grandkids had it since July.
Since July? Wow.
Is it that, like, cold bug that's going on? I know there's, like, been a cough, cold bug. Mutt says the girls are sleeping, had cuddles, and night veggies. Nice. Yeah, Dipper is sleeping too. So as you can see, Sparkle Sanctuary, aka Rebecca, is working on the baby of the dandelion.
Yes. Since our last since last week, I actually completed another big section, like a whole row, big section like this. And then I completed this big section here. So I hit this one and I was like, you know what? I was going to save this to be the last square of the whole thing, but I thought, oh, how sweet would it be to just do on the live? So that's what I'm working on.
That is awesome. So yeah, Momo says yes, comes and goes. Yeah, this one is a nasty one. It just comes, lingers, and goes away, but not quite, and then comes back. So my canvas looks a little different. I'm working on my cat fedora. This is the garden cottage. Oop, I'm making a mess. Mutt says, I finished Over the Rainbow from Dreamer last night, so down to 9 whips. Nice. Woo-hoo. Nice. So tonight it's all about healing with art. And now art helps in many ways. And there's some science behind it. depending on the art medium you are using, it can help with bilateral stimulation of the brain. It increases endorphins. It helps you express, relax, and sometimes it can, while it may seem as a routine with what you're working on, it is a rhythm that helps you continue to move. How has art helped you guys? It doesn't have to be specifically with trauma, but how has art of any kind helped? Rebecca,
Yeah.
what got
So,
you into art?
well, I've always loved being creative and crafty. So I've done a wide variety of art mediums, from traditional things like crochet and knitting, and cross stitch, to maybe like things that you wouldn't think of as artistic, as I used to, when I was married to my ex-husband, I actually used to um, like do decorative fingernails. So, and like all those neat nail designs you see now, I used to do that with nail polish.
That is cool.
And so I have a ton of different nail polishes. I probably have enough to be considered a nail salon. And nail polish takes forever to go bad if you take really good care of it. So I
Oh,
actually have racks of them in my closet on the wall that you can't even see unless you close the closet door, because they're behind the door. And I've had them forever. And I used to literally just all kinds of really neat designs on my fingernails. And I've even done makeup because I found that artistic as well. Um,
yeah.
so it's, all of that kind of work together. I like to have always just loved that. But diamond painting has been probably the most calming for my brain. Not always, like there are some times, especially if I don't have something else going on in the background, that it kind of makes me think a little too much. And then I have to walk away from diamond painting for a little while because I get too much in the anxiety. But typically, it just kind of gives me space to, settle my body and just take some time for myself.
Mm,
And can be very relaxing. So I've learned the best way for me to do this is to have this and then some kind of background. So I usually do like a podcast or a YouTube video or something that I can just kind of sit aside. I'll even like just sit and talk to somebody, you know,
yeah.
um, just to chat, as long as I have something else going on, so that it's not just like the diamond painting in silence. My brain doesn't do well with the
Yes.
quiet.
No, I would agree with you. If I am sitting here diamond painting, I get into a rhythm, but then I find I'm having conversations or I'm overthinking things in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lose track of what I'm actually doing, and I'll put wrong colors or wrong drills in the wrong spot. And then I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? I actually was doing that the other day.
And see, for me, my heart just races and I start feeling gross, and then I
Oh,
have to quit completely diamond painting altogether when I get in those anxiety moments.
so
I
that's
put the wrong drills on anytime. It doesn't need to be when I'm
well, I've gotten better talking and diamond painting at the same time. When I first started, I could not do that. Could not. Um, So Margarita has a great question. She's asking us what we are diamond painting. Now, do you have your little sticker for your kit?
I do. So, okay, let me see if I can't tell if it's in frame. I'm a little delayed, but I think that's in frame. So this is Love in Every Hue by Carrie Illustrations from Unimade. So I'll bring that up a little bit closer.
And this was our signature painting that we were working on for this month, because September 2nd is the official CPTSD Awareness Day. And we thought it needs to be more than a day. So we did it for the whole month. Now, my kit, you will see, looks different than what Rebecca's working on. And there's a reason for that. I'm working on the Garden Cottage by Kate Fedora by Munimade. I have not focused on this kit very much. And I actually got into her rhythm and I finished my dandelion. So I'm going to reveal my dandelion kit, Love in Every Hue, tomorrow night. So I thought I would work on this one.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome that you got it finished.
I didn't think I was going to get it finished. And I'm really surprised that I got it finished. So this wasn't a race. Hey, Linda, how are you doing? Muttnut says it keeps me calm on bad mental health times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Agreed. So Rhonda, what did you think of the sparkle of the mommy dandelion or daddy?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
The sparkle is intense, isn't it?
Oh my gosh. I love the sparkle.
Sparkly.
I love the sparkle. I love how that kit that you're working on, when I pulled it out, it looked kind of mute, dim in color. But once you put the drills down, boy, did it snap in place. And the sparkle is incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely
There's so many special diamonds.
Yes. Yeah, I quite enjoyed it. Margarita said, keep me calm, latch hook, rug, diamond painting, make candles. Oh, yes. So one of the things I like to focus on, and it's been a work in progress for 4 years, well, 9 years, 10 years, but who's counting? A year's just a year, is playing with art and focusing on the process and not the outcome. Because when I first started my recovery journey, my homework was to come home and color. And it was so hard. It was so hard. And a lot of people may say, I can't believe that, Rhonda. I'm like, oh no. Because I was stuck in this, and I will say stuck, because I was stuck in this, I need to be productive. I need to produce. I need outcome. I need results. And not only do I need results, I need to achieve the high standard. And I am not one of those professional colorers where I blend colors. I just take a color and I color. So it was really hard. And it caused a lot of self-judgment, critiquing, belittling, self-shaming because I couldn't do it. And because we learn in society that coloring is not what adults do.
I love adult coloring.
I'm like, what do you mean there's adult coloring? Do I need to take a special class for that? Like literally, that's where my brain went. Where do I sign up to learn how to adult color? And I'm like, you don't. Well, then how can I adult color? And they're like, because you're an adult and you're going to color. And I'm like, no, it can't be that simple. And in fact, it can be. There are different types of coloring. You can do simple coloring. You take a marker and you just color. There is monochrome coloring. There is reverse coloring. There is sketch coloring. There is like so many different types. And you do what works for you. I had to get my square in there.
I got obsessively into Sharpies when I colored.
Are you?
I have a lot of them.
Do you get them when they're like on sale, or you find a really vibrant or it's like a color that you're really drawn to?
I kind of got, and I don't do it really as much anymore because I had a cousin, and it was through like towards the end of my relationship with my abuser. And so I really got heavily into it, and she got heavily into it and like we both my cousin and I would spend time doing that. We would just go, and I kind of felt like I had to collect them all. It was like Pokemon. Get them all. And I couldn't get them all because I couldn't afford them. And then I'd see her get some, and then I realized I was starting to lean into jealousy, and that didn't feel very good. And so after I split with my ex-husband, I found myself actually having more money which is the opposite of normally what happens when you go through that. But I was no longer, I had more control over the finances. And so, things were better financially. And anyway, I ended up going and buying every single marker that I could find. Almost out of spite.
Good for you.
And then barely colored anything after I had them all.
That's okay. There's no judgment here. Like seriously, I can so relate to what you're saying. Because I will find stuff and I just need it. It makes my little kids inside me scream with joy. So yes, I totally get you, because I had like the neon ones. I had the double-sided ones. I had the thick ones, the thin ones.
Yep. I tried to find, and there were a couple limited edition ones that I was never able to get my hands on. And
don't tell me that.
I've learned actually that is the thief of my joy. Like when there's limited edition and I can't find them and I can't get them, then I stop wanting to do the hobby as much, which is actually one of us with diamond painting, because specifically one brand likes to do limited edition stuff, and I've now missed out on 2 diamond paintings that I desperately wanted, and I cannot find them for a decent price. And so I've been discouraged, and I've actually kind of had to take several hiatuses from diamond painting because of it.
Yeah.
Which sounds so weird, but
it sounds
my
weird,
hyperfixation, I guess.
It's actually correct, because when you work on something that is super, super simple and easy for that individual, there's no challenge. There's no motivation. When you work on something that is super difficult and you are struggling with it, we're not challenged, we're struggling, you lose motivation and interest in it. You get angry about it, frustration, disappointment. And when you find something that gives you that sweet spot where it's a little challenging, but so worthwhile, I find I get drawn to it. And then I get into my little rhythm and I'm like, please leave me alone because I'm really enjoying this.
Mm-hmm. Which is what diamond painting has always done for me. So it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think mine started, my frustration with it started when I had a goal at the end of 2022 to finish a specific number of diamond paintings, and very specifically my favorite diamond painting I wanted to finish before that year end. And I had challenged myself, and that November my dad got super sick, and that was actually the year he passed away. And I
I'm so
didn't get
sorry.
it finished. And whenever I would look at it, it was a reminder of him. And I've learned, and I've been trying really hard ever since then. And you'd think by now, it's been years, that I would have been able to push back past some of that. But then, like I said, there were 2 diamond paintings in that time frame that came up as limited edition that I have. One of them for sure was limited edition. The other one I'm worried is going to not be released again. And it has taken some of my joy. And I'm like, I start getting into the groove again, and then I lose it again. Stop making things limited edition. Let us make enough so we can all have the images we want. I mean, I think it was better for sales and better for the artist, but I don't know.
Sometimes decisions are made by others that are outside of our control. And I don't think frustrating is the correct word for it.
Discouraging.
I think annoyed. Yeah. Pissed off.
Yeah.
Would be kind of my thing. Okay, let's see if I can do this. So Margarita was asking, Rhonda, how can you diamond paint with tweezers? I love my tweezers. I do. Now, I actually started the one kit I had that got me really hooked was my Josephine Wall Libra from DAC. Oh my God. I could not get enough of that painting. And it was a square. And I did tweezers. So I've kind of been hooked on tweezers. I like how I can pick them up and place them more accurately than rounds. Now I've switched from the angled ones. These ones are nice because I can actually see placing them down without having to put my head sideways. But I find these ones sometimes will get really sticky with the amount of glue that touches it. So I will go back to just the pointy tweezers. And what I've noticed is what you're seeing right now is when I think I'm relaxed and I pick up a drill with my tweezers and I go to put it down and it goes flying, that is my indication that I am not calm enough, that my body is not calm enough. I may think, yeah, I'm fine. Yeah. It's my body has so much tension in it that I've gotten used to the tension and I think it's normal, but I can't place anything and it drives me nuts. I get frustrated. So that's part of the reason why I also like tweezers, is because it gives me a good indication of, okay, Rhonda, you're not quite relaxed, you're not quite calm enough. And depending on the kid, I can actually pick up a number of drills and multi-place them. Depends on how the drills are made. So one of the other things I want to have a kind of bring up is, yeah, there's so many types of different coloring types. You also get like the color by numbers, which is similar to diamond painting, but you color. You can also do like stickers. When we talk about art, art can be of any form, any medium. And art is not necessarily art in the way of art, how we define art. Art can be gardening. Art can be finger polishing, hair styling, food preparation. There's an art of how you get up in the morning, how you dress yourself. And there's an art form in how you think. It's not just, it's creativity, if that makes sense. My nut says, only thing I can do with tweezers is pluck off drills. They're good for drills. They're good for picking up that little hair. In terms of creativity, because creativity that has to do with all types of art. And when you're stressed, when you are anxious, when you're in the fight, flight, or fawn, your creativity narrows. You get the blinders on, and it's hard. And if you've been in that state for a long time, to stretch your boundaries, to stretch that norm, is so uncomfortable. It's trying to be with the child's eye. Look at things anew. And helping to open up perspectives, options. And I find it really interesting that art and creativity is not a bad thing. It really isn't. Even in the business world, it's just referred to with different terms. Ingenuity, think outside the box, innovation, process improvement, problem solving. Those all have to do with creativity, and creativity is connected with art. And yet we learn from a young age that to be an artist is not the wisest decision to become. It's a hard path, not as high valued. don't do art because it becomes a craft. And I don't know, guys, Rebecca, I really have a hard time when people go, that is not art. Excuse me? Yes, it is. I'm using my brain power. Yes, it may be presented differently, but I can change it. I can add to it. I can minus things from it. So we get stuck on what professional artists versus let's just do art for our own health.
Well, I think that the reason why that's so confusing is because there's a really fine line between creativity and art. And I kind of get what people are saying. Like Muttnuts, I know what you were saying about some people saying AI, and I absolutely think digital art is art. My daughter does digital art, and I see all the time and energy she puts into it to create and to imagine and to draw and to do those things. I've done AI art, and it's not a challenge to me, but I also have the creative mindset. And so what I have learned to say is it may not necessarily, I don't consider it art, but that doesn't mean that other people can't see it that way. We all have our opinion, right? But I do absolutely believe it requires creativity. And I don't want the opinion that it isn't necessarily art to take away from the idea that you are crafting and you are doing something creative with your time. Because all of that counts. All of that is enhancement in your life. And it's, however you need to do that for yourself. And I don't know if that makes sense, but that's just how my brain, I try to break it down because I don't, I think that those two terms, because they're similar enough, people confuse them or try to cross use them, but they're not necessarily the exact same thing.
I would agree. If you're going to just take art, copy, paste, clip, it's not your art. If you're going to use it as inspiration to create something that is truly yours, you spend time in it, yes. Because I know when the AI part came out, I was so hesitant to even say I used to do digital art. Oh, you do AI? I'm like, no, I do not do AI. And believe me, I have tried to create something in AI, and I cannot create it. Cannot. Because I have the vision in my head, but I don't know how to say it. So the system will give me what I want. But I can sit there and I can get my inspiration and I can use other applications to get what I want. There's a difference, I think, too, with digital art versus hand creations. Because my hand does not create very well what my brain tells it to create. I've not practiced at it. And I haven't had the instructions that others have or the natural ability. Yeah, so Manat says it took me 6 months to tweak with the AI what I wanted. I think AI is good as long as it's being used the right way and not for bad. Now, the other part that's interesting, like if we're not gonna go down the AI conversation tonight. But another part of what I like to include when I talk about art is we like, as humans, we like to surf. We surf things that we like, we scroll, flick the page, and that is part of creating inspiration. If you're not inspired by something, you most likely will not find it therapeutic. It will not be in your jam house when you are like, I need to do something and I'm like completely like wired. For some people, their art form is running. And I know some people are probably going to go, Rhonda, you're so full of it. That is not art. Why not? Yes, it's physical. But then are you telling me that baking and cooking are not art forms? Just a rhetorical question. Because they've done studies to show, scientific studies to show the effects on the brain and muscle tension of what art can do for an individual who is stressed before they start it, while they're doing it, and then afterwards. They show that there is deeper breathing. There is less muscle tension. Your heart rate decreases. You take in more oxygen. The chemicals in your brain changes. And different parts of your brain actually activate. There's actually a whole study in psychology about creativity, which I thought was really interesting. Now, I am not an expert in it, but I think that is kind of cool, like the psychology of happiness. There are books out there. What's it called? The Happiness Code? I can't think of what it's called. Art also increases community relationships in the right, not the right, let me rephrase that, in healthier dynamics within a group that is supportive, encouraging, non-judgmental.
That can sometimes be the hard part.
Yeah.
Is finding groups that are non-judgmental. You know,
You're
it's kind of like,
right.
you know, writing and poetry and all of that stuff is also an art form. But unless you have somebody that can appreciate it and understand it, you know, are they really going to like what you've done? Any painting, you know, I feel like, you know, Starry Night isn't appreciated by everybody as much as it should be. It's the same kind of concept. No matter what we do, there's always going to be critics.
Yep. Absolutely. And it's also very vulnerable. It's one thing to diamond paint by yourself in a safe space where it calms you, it excites you. You want to see what you can do with it, how it comes out. How many have thought of going to a library and just sitting there and diamond painting? How many have actually done it?
I've done it.
I have too. When you first thought of it, Rebecca, were you like, oh, hell yes, I'm doing it? Or what came up for you? Like, I'm just curious.
So mine was actually when I was starting my channel and I was trying to find a quiet space because I do have kids here at home. Hopefully none of you have heard the squeaking. My girls have been going in and out of their room, even though I was like, shh, multiple times. I hope that hasn't come across on the audio. But
No, you're good.
I wanted a quiet space. And so I was like, well, the best quiet space in the world is the library. So I was like, well, I'll take this out there, and found a booth, and I went in and sat down, and I was like, this is eerily quiet. It was a little too quiet for me. And ironically, it wasn't quiet enough for the audio that I was doing. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. And I got a few looks, and when I was packing up, I had, people stop and ask what it was. So that was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was definitely not like, I don't know that I would have thought of it had it not been for me seeking a specific situation.
Yeah. Yeah. I find it interesting how, as you're talking about it, you said, I needed a quiet space to achieve something. And then how eerily quiet it was. And yet it wasn't quiet enough for what you were trying to do. That is so true. So true. And it's interesting too when you go, okay, I need quiet. And then you get the quiet, and then it's like, okay, it's way too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do this now.
I was trying to do like ASMR kind of videos,
Mm-hmm.
and you need you need absolutely no noise for that.
Yeah. Good microphone, the right environment. My house is not the place for it.
My house isn't either.
I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that, but nope. And I'm like, okay, maybe that's not what I need to do then. I want to do it, but maybe I don't need to do it. I find it interesting too how once you were packing up, people approaching you and asking you. That's huge. Because there's times when I'm out and I see somebody doing something and I'm like, oh, I so want to know what they're doing, but I don't want to ask.
Well, I'm a different kind of person though, because I see somebody looking and I don't just ignore them. I'm like, hi, how are you? I kind of make myself approachable.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they would go, oh, hey, wait, what is that you're doing? I think that that's a big difference on it too. I've always,
Yes.
I think my job history and just what I do, I think I've always learned to do that. Like when I'm at the store and I see somebody needing help, I end up being the person that's asked to help. Like I kind of insert myself into conversations that way sometimes. And I don't know, you have to, it's finding the person that's approachable.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't imagine going out and approaching somebody who is doing a diamond painting or anything if they have a scowl or their body is tense, I would be like, nope, I'm good, man. Because whatever you're doing does not look like you're enjoying it. Or they come across with an air of knowledge. I was going to say arrogance, but knowledge. Because you'll find people, not everybody, but you will find somebody who just has this air of, I know what I'm doing and don't ask me.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, for me, it was, I need to get outside of my house. And I want to do my diamond painting. So where am I going to do it that will have the space? Come on, get in there. That has the space that I feel comfortable with. And I get into my rhythm. And I've had people come up to me because the first time I just grabbed a table. I didn't grab a room. And I had people come up and they're like, excuse me, I don't mean to interrupt. What are you working on? How does that work? And I've also had people come up going, what are you working on? Diamond painting. Oh, my mom used to do that years ago. Oh, thanks. I'm like, okay.
Years ago. How many years ago?
Well, surprisingly enough, when I was telling, we have a close family to us that we've known for, 21 years through baseball. Both of our girls played baseball together. And I said, oh, yeah, I'm working on my diamond painting. Do you know what diamond painting is? They're like, yeah, we do. That painting we have in our bathroom that you've seen like many, many times when you come over, that's a diamond painting. I'm like, what? No. And this diamond painting has been in their bathroom for as long as I can remember.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, I did not know.
Well,
and then I turned, I'm like, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you share?
Crazy to think that this has been around since what, 2017, 2018?
Oh, yeah.
Or longer.
And I'm just like, okay. And, for some people, they just enjoy it. But it's just like a timing thing, a trend. And then other people, it's just our jam. Now, my first diamond painting was one that my daughter got me. Almost 4 years ago. And it was it was an Amazon kit. It was a colorful colorful giraffe. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like this. What I liked about it was there was thought to it, because I had to think, okay, well, what color goes with which? I had to pay attention to it because it was something new. I had to kind of figure it out. Back then, I didn't know, like everybody, we learn as we go. What I find, I don't know if anybody else finds this, but I don't look at a diamond painting the same way as I did the first time. It's not just, I don't either. It's not just I like the image and I'm going to buy it, which I have done. I need to look at the rendition now.
Mm-hmm.
But diamond painting, I have found, has also helped me begin to become aware of how colors are blended, how to use color to add depth, distinction, highlights, low lights. And in all honesty, I think that's part of the reason why I like confetti, because I get to see how the colors work together. And I enjoy it. Muttnuts loves to build stuff in Minecraft also. Well, that's not an art form. Same as bridges, architecture. It depends, I think, on how you define it. And not all art form you sell.
Well, you got to kind of think about it in the terms of what are you doing when you do it? A lot of people that go into Minecraft, a lot of people that go into those kinds of mediums, they go in and they just throw a bunch of stuff together. They don't really pay a lot of attention. They don't pay a lot of time. It's this will match with that well enough. I don't care. That kind of mentality is not art. But when you're taking the time to create something that gives you peace, that gives you, that fuzzy feeling of I've accomplished something and it makes me happy, that makes it art, because you're taking the time, you're taking the energy, and you're building something that you are trying to create, that you envisioned, so I don't know.
Yeah. There's thought behind it. You're using different parts of your brain.
Yeah.
And let's put a caveat on that, because not everybody, not every soul on this planet thinks the same way. So what one person does, they may consider it not art. But for another person who does it, they're engaging different parts of their brain, and to them, that's their art. So what is your art? I like to think art for me is all kinds. I'm a Jill of all art. If it's sparkly, I'm there. Oh my gosh. So Margarita says, bad mental health is antisocial. I don't do not like to be around people. I have panic attacks. Yep. My sister struggles with panic attacks. And when you're not around people, it definitely does create anxiety. It has an effect on your health. When you're feeling that way, is it a possibility to bring out some art form that you like in an area where there may be a small group of people distant from you, where you can retrain yourself and your body that I can still do art, what I constitute as art, that will help me calm down in an environment like that. And your first response might be, hell no, not a friggin' chance, Rhonda. Go away without even thought. How could you? I was there. It's also repetition and having a really good support system with you. So we're a baseball family. We would hang out at the baseball diamonds, and 10 years ago, couldn't even do it. The thought of it created panic attacks. And it was like, okay, can I find an area where I can be by myself and still do something I enjoy to try and help me reteach myself I'm still safe. Now, don't go full bore and go, I'm going to a concert and I'm going to go and do this, and it's going to be a 5-hour time zone. You're setting yourself up for failure. It doesn't work. Believe me. Been there, done that, have the shirt, have worn the shirt. And then beaten myself up because I didn't succeed. Maybe it is, you know what? What would I need in my toolbox to assist me in feeling okay if I were to do that? Envision what that looks like. Put it together. Maybe just start with the question. We're talking baby steps here. Because it's the baby steps, the small wins, those are the big ones. And then starting to gather items. And include the fun stuff with it. And then take it out one day and look at it. And maybe put it by your door. And congratulate yourself for doing that. Not that you don't beat yourself up because I didn't get to the full end. I still can't do it. Hey, I actually thought of it today. I thought I was going to go out for a walk. Yay. It's interesting. I know I keep saying that. It's interesting. Some people use skipping ropes as an art. Has anyone ever watched like America's Got Talent or any of those shows? What people can do with skipping ropes? I'm amazed.
Well, what people can do in general on those shows, I'm usually pretty like, what?
Right?
I didn't know that was a thing.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
One of there are some people that go on and like, I could have done without seeing that in my whole life.
Right. Absolutely. There was a winner. Was it 2018, I think? Brandon Locke, I believe his name is. And he does spoken word. Oh my gosh. It is poetry, but you say it. And I like as I'm talking about it, I'm getting goosebumps. And there are areas, safe areas out in the community, different communities, that actually do have what they call open mic or share your story. And you can go and listen to other people. If you want to share something, you can do that, but you're not obligated to. And they can become your community. Because they get it. They know how hard it is. They know you want to share and express. And it makes you feel good. Connections you can make. You know, creating videos. It could be a simple video of a part of my life or who I am. And you write a little story and you put music to it and put pictures to it, some transitions. And then it's up to you if you want to share it or not. And that can be a therapeutic art form. Now, if you're going to try something that you haven't done before, you're going to do a rhonda. Ooh, I want to do that. I want to do the biggest, baddest thing. And then go, oh my God, what was I thinking? It's about finding middle path. A lot of individuals who have trauma, who have complex PTSD, one of the characteristics that's very common is perfectionism. And this whole expectation of, I can do anything and it's going to look professional. Would you know anything about that, Rebecca? Would you know anything about that? Or did I just make that up for myself?
This is part of where I get discouraged when diamond painting.
Where I see something and I'm like, I can do that. And I aim for it, but not only do I aim to achieve it, I aim for it to look like I've been doing it all my life.
So,
and then I get upset about myself because I'm not perfect.
So I'm one of those people that has the tendency that I'm like, oh, that looks really cool. So I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do it so amazingly well that I sink myself straight into the deep end. I did miniatures, and not only did I get a miniature, but I got one of the mini miniatures.
Oh no.
And it was a large kit, and I had never done it before.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to get through that kit, and it looks so cool, but it was a lot.
Yep.
And there were times I had my fingers glued together at points, like it was a lot.
Mm-hmm. My miniatures are still downstairs.
It was my first kit, so I didn't, and usually I'm a researcher too, so I'll go and I'll look and see what's going on. No, I jumped straight in and didn't look at any videos. I also did the same thing with resin. I didn't look at any videos. I just kind of jumped in and did it. And then I went back and I was like, there has to be an easier way than what I did. Yep, sure enough, there's an easier way.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did that with my miniature too. And I have the resin downstairs too. Yep. Is it open? Nope. Have I tried it? Nope. But damn, I'm gonna do it, man. I don't know when.
I did the resin. I enjoyed it. I haven't gone back and done much more since then, but I did do the resin. I enjoyed it enough that I went and bought enough to like start making my own little trinket trays.
Oh, nice.
And I have all of the supplies to make trinket trays, and I have yet to make one.
So did you go get more little mini miniatures so you can make more of those too?
I did.
Really?
In fact, Michael's just released book nooks.
Yes, they have.
and dioramas, and they're like Halloween themed, and that's my favorite holiday. And I had a coupon, so I picked up 3 because this is what I do. But I also have, you know, I have myself and I have 3 girls. So I knew 2 of them would be interested in partaking in it. So I bought enough for the 3 of us to do one.
Okay, well, yeah, there was, okay, you had thought in there.
So yeah, I didn't just
You
like
didn't just jump at it.
dive headfirst into it, though. I did kind of dive headfirst into it. So I didn't ask them if they wanted to do it. I was like, hey, look what I got. And they were like, okay, yeah, we'll do that. Yes, you will.
Yes, and you're going to do it with me. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I will say with my miniature, I was so looking forward to doing it. I specifically requested a certain kit for my birthday so I could do it because there was a miniature collab going on, and I'm like, I'm doing this. I was so excited. I got it. I unwrapped it. I opened the box and I went, oh my God. Rhonda, you need to breathe. And I closed it and I walked away.
There's so much to it.
Oh my God. It was so overwhelming. And you remember this, like this was a couple of years ago. And oh my gosh. I'm like, no, you bought this. Your family bought this for you specifically. We're going to figure this out because, again, I was still at that stage of, I can do it. I am not going to be beaten. And I pulled everything out. And there was an inventory sheet, but not like, it was pictures. Pictures. So I had to go through, this is how my brain went. Okay, guys? I'm just saying, this is how my brain worked at that time. And it still does work like that for certain things. I had to go through the book, picture by picture, page by page, and I created an Excel sheet to map everything out. Of this is associated with that, so you need to do this first, because I had to kind of wrap my head around visualizing it. And my family was like, what are you doing? I'm like, don't ask. I'm fine.
I'm art prepping.
Exactly. And they're like, but it's all in the book. Just do it. I'm like, I can't. I can't. And instead of fighting with I can't, I was like, if this is going to work for me, then I'm going to spend the week doing this. And it did. Now, have I gone back? I've made a couple of, mine was the Kathy's garden house. Because I was like, oh, it's a garden. It's got flowers. It's up my alley. I think I made like 4 little things, a shelf, table, and 2 other things. And then I was like, I'm glad I did it. Because I could do it. And while some people may look at that as, well, that's just a craft. To me, it was more than just a craft because it was helping me heal where there was still a challenge, but I could make it within my control. It was what I could manage. and then I could put it away, and then I could celebrate everybody else's creation, and then I could come back. And that's part of the healing with arts. I didn't pick something where I had to pour cement, although I have thought of doing stuff like that. But picking something that intrigues you, that relaxes you, and you can feel accomplishment. I did that.
Yeah, the kit I had, mine was a it was a storefront. How do I explain it? So it was a couple years ago. It was like from Harry Potter. It was a wand shop similar to that. And there's like floating books, and it opens like it opens up. It's a case that opens up, and it's got lights and all kinds of different stuff to it. So it was quite complex because you had to put all the pieces together to make it open up. There were hinges that you had to put on there, and there were wands that you had to put together and bottle potions that you had to make. And I will say, if this tells you how small it was, like the back of an earring was the top of a bottle portion, and then there was a bead that was underneath it to make the bottle.
Oh, wow. Yep.
And so you put all those little pieces together. The wand was a piece of wire, and then like one of those really small beads like you'd find on the bodice of a dress or something.
Like a seed bead.
Yes, yes, exactly. And you'd put the seed beads on there and wrap it with foil, and it was like, well, it wasn't quite foil, but it was like foil. But anyway, that was, all of those things equaled one wand.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, I had no idea what I got myself into. I love the final look of it, and it's obviously not perfect because, again, it was my first attempt, but
there's no such thing as perfection.
Well, I mean, like the case itself, it's supposed to, like I said, it's supposed to be on a hinge and open and close, and I didn't know what I was doing when I was lining it up, and so I didn't quite line it up right, so it doesn't quite close right. And that kind of stuff sticks out and bothers me when I'm creating. And that's the perfectionism you were talking about. Like I notice those details, and it bothers me. And so I usually, when I show it to people, I apologize. Isn't that sad? Like, I created this really cool thing that I'm proud of. Look at it, but I'm sorry that I didn't do a good job.
Right? I mean, how many of us have said that? Like, you want to show it off, but you cannot not say something about something you messed up or missed.
Yeah. And other people are like, oh, I wouldn't have even noticed if you hadn't said anything. And then I'm like, dang it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. And it's really hard not to say it because you're like, it's so obvious. And you're like, no, it's not. Like, how could you not see it? But we are our own worst critics.
Well, when you've put it together yourself, you know exactly what it was supposed to look like. So, of course, you're going to see it. So, is there anything new that's happened in the chat? I can't see it.
No. Mutnut says she has made a house big enough to house 30 people. It's 7 stories tall in the game for Minecraft.
Oh, wow.
Holy crud. Yeah, no.
That's a lot of time and energy. Patience. Wow.
Well, and
very cool.
The planning of it. Yeah. I would not be doing that. That is not in my wheelhouse. And I know people who absolutely love it. I have a friend who has always loved Lego. Loved Lego. I'm like, I met them in grade 7. And in their basement, they would bring out their Lego and they made cities of Lego. They would have lights and fountains. I'm like, oh my gosh. Oh yeah, this bridge goes over to here. And I'm like, oh my goodness.
I'm one of those, like, you give me the kit and I follow the instructions and I'll build whatever you want. But I like free building with Legos is so hard for me.
Yeah.
But that's, again, why I like diamond painting. There's something there pre-structured for me to put together. I don't have, it's kind of mindless.
Well, it's there, but you also have freedom to enhance, to change hair color. Like, I think that's the part I kind of like, I'm not a real blinger, although I like to bling if someone helps me. And that's also because I'm not familiar with it. And as I start doing it, it's like, ooh, what about this? What about that? It opens up that possibility.
Mm-hmm.
And like to your point, there's enough definition and boundaries, but there's this whole aspect of possibilities.
Yeah. And that's part of why I like to do, though I'm noticing that companies are doing so much bling anymore that I'm stuck. I love that they're providing it and offering it, but at the same time, I'm like, darn it, you're taking away the creativity, because I believe there is such a thing as too much bling.
Yeah.
And I don't tend to enjoy them when they're overdone. And I don't want to take away enhancements that they've put into it unless I really feel like they don't belong. And so then I'm like, darn it, I wanted to, customize that myself, and I don't feel like I can because there's too many. Like, I'm already, like, just like this one, I'm not sure how I would have enhanced it if I could have, but I'm like, there's so much bling on here. I wouldn't have known where to begin on what to, like where to put in more, what to take away, just because it's so much. Yeah. And it's beautiful and I love it, but I didn't get to customize this one.
Yeah.
And I've actually kind of been in a rut with that lately with several diamond paintings, actually.
Well, maybe going back to an older kit where it doesn't have as much bling.
That's kind of what I've been doing. But then I found myself kind of stagnant on that too. Yeah. Like those, it's, your creativity, it needs to be something that you work in fairly regularly. And I kind of got out of it. So now I'm like, oh, I've got to find that again. But also, like, I think the enhancements also really depend on the kit and what I have available. Because I'm not a person that's like, I don't set up a kit to do it and then order stuff and then walk away from it and wait for the stuff to come in and then do it. Like, I have to have it there.
I know, I'm the same way. I am the same way. I'm like, I love
getting specials. It's some of mine, I'm like, I ordered those and I'm not ever even using them because I don't have a place for them.
Right. But when you don't have them, that's when you want them.
Yeah.
Right. Margarita says, my first time diamond painting, I have 65 colors, video on it. I just did it. Nice. 65 colors. That is awesome. How did you feel about that? Were you really looking forward to it? Were you excited? Were you like, my gosh, what am I doing?
What about the 65 colors?
So Margarita just did her first diamond painting that had 65 colors.
Oh, okay. Cool.
That is awesome. Yeah. Monette says she's been building it for 5 months, still not done working on it now. So that's her 7-story house for 30 people.
Yeah. Wow.
It's taken 5 months and it's not finished yet.
But you're a
Just impressive.
multi-crafter hobbyer, right? Nuts, you like have multiple things that you're working on. So I bet it takes a lot of time to do
Yeah.
any of those. That's part of why I can't do multiple diamond paintings at once, because I need that gratification of the completion.
That makes total sense. That's kind of why I like multicolors and I like small sections, because then I step back and I'm like, oh, look, there's I didn't see that there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I know my family's like, what are you doing? I'm like, never mind. I'm all good. I'm happy. You want me happy, so believe me, if I'm not happy, I will be putting it away. Oh, okay. So Muttnuts. Okay, so this is what Muttnuts has just written. Okay, ready? Just diamond painting, coloring, and Minecraft. All I do.
That's still multiple mediums. Yeah.
And digital art. I'm just saying, I love how Muttnuts just said just.
Only. Yeah.
Just. All I do. And we have a habit, I find, okay, let me rephrase that. I notice that I have a habit of doing that. Oh, I just did this, but it was a really big deal, but I just did it.
Yeah, it was just that. It wasn't a big deal. Yep. It was a big deal, but it wasn't a big deal.
Now, you got to remember too, like, she just finished one diamond painting, but she has 9 whips going.
Right.
So see, I have just diamond paint.
I have 2. I'm working on this one, and I have the one that I was working on before this one that I didn't get completed before we started this endeavor, and it's driving me crazy because I want to get them both done now.
Yep.
But I also don't want to diamond paint.
Yep. Yep. So I've got the dragonfly. I got the dandelion one done. And then I'm like, I want to work on this one, but I want to get back to my Asian elephant. Oh, and I need to get my little critter ones done. And I want to do beading. And I want to. It's like, focus. You're too scattered.
See, and I'll wait until my diamond painting is done, and then I will get out the miniatures, and then I will put away. Then once the miniature is done, then I'll go back to diamond painting. I literally can only work on one thing at a time. When I have multiple projects going on, that causes me more anxiety.
Yeah. Well, what I'm doing is I actually did my first bead loom bracelet last week. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. Yeah, see, now Muttnuts is now showing. Also doing 10 events this month.
Oh my gosh.
With 4 of the 9 whips that are tied to more than one event. Like, mic drop.
Wow, girly. Wow.
So it's interesting again how we kind of minimize, and then when you go, you're actually doing a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why I'm tired and why I feel like exhausted. What's happened in the last week? Well, this and this and this, and I'm trying to do that, and I'm trying to get to that, and oh, I guess I do have been working a lot of things.
Speaking of, I just mixed 2 colors together. I'll set that aside so I don't forget. And I
Awesome.
just mixed those 2 colors together.
I
Doing
did
a lot
that.
of things all at once, talking and diamond painting.
So I did that last week. I had 2 containers out, and one had the lid off because I brought the second one out because I was going to switch them. And I took my tray, I took the other container that had the lid on, and I poured my drills into that container, not the open container.
Lovely.
And I'm like, oh, bite me.
I just did the same thing because I was like, oh, I missed one. So I pulled it back out to do the one I missed and then open the container that it didn't
Yep.
belong in.
Been there, done that. You're not alone. I'm just like, oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, when I was finishing up, like I just finished the dandelion on Sunday. And I moved it from here downstairs so I could spend time with my other half. And we're working along. Do, 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 do. Oh, hang on. I put those in the wrong spot. So I'm lifting them up, and I'm in the section where you are right now. And I'm lifting them up, and I discover that I did some of the correct ones, but then I just continued going where the holes were and missed the whole section. I'm like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Linda, that was cute. What was cute? I want to make sure I got the right reference. When that says I have a system, have what I call whip days to work on whatever whip I want. And then I have my live days where I pick up a whip to work on in that live for the week. Yeah, see, I'm not that far ahead. I have not. I like that idea. Oh, your bracelet. Oh, yes. Have you seen my bracelet? Boom.
That's cute.
So yeah, I
find this is going to sound so weird, but I actually find that I've, at first when I was doing events, I would get so excited about them, but now I find they actually cause me so much anxiety. I worry that I have missed a live, or I've missed a deadline, or I've missed a whip and chat, or I missed a form, or I didn't fill that out right, or whatever. I just don't find the events fun really anymore to participate in. I say that as we're putting on an event.
Well, this is more of an information event, not.
It is. Well, and we're this is not, they're nothing, don't do anything. This is an event like we're just enjoying time together, not putting expectations on anybody.
No, the ones I get. So I was planning on doing a number of events, and like my cat Fedora, I've missed every week.
Yeah.
I'm like, but then again, there have been many things going on in my life that I knew was coming up, and things I did not know that were coming. Like last week, my brother showed up unexpectedly. And when Friday came, I thought it was Thursday. And I'm like, no, it's Wednesday. Oh, I did that post. No, I didn't. Oh my gosh. I'm like, ah. And then it was like, oh, don't forget, if watch this replay. I'm like, oh, I haven't done that yet. Okay, Sunday night, I need to sit here and watch this replay. It just, sometimes life happens. And
well, and again,
sometimes
Go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and sometimes events can be very hard to follow because there's so many steps to it. It's on this channel, it's on that channel. Oh, you got the Facebook group. Oh, you got the Instagram, you got the YouTube. I'm like, I have no idea where I need to post what for what. And, like Linda says, I write all events down, the requirements, and check them off when I do them. So I have tried that as well. And I will put them in my calendar. And then some of them stress me out completely.
Yes.
Because I feel like I'm tied to it. I've made a commitment and I have to follow through.
Well, and some of it also, and what I was going to say is some of it for me is like, goodness gracious, you're talking about you have to have all of these very strict guidelines for an entire month, sometimes 2, right?
Yep.
And what if you get sick and you can't make it onto this live, or you get sick and you miss this post because you couldn't diamond paint for that week? Like, I shouldn't, like, I get that there needs to be requirements, and I get that there needs to be guidelines for prizes and whatever, but there also needs to be like flexibility. And I've learned that just so many of them don't have that flexibility. And I would never, I just could never keep up with all of it when there's so much going on. And even I'd set alarms on my phone. Like, I've done all of it, and it just still, I don't know. It got to a point where I was like, this isn't really fun anymore. This feels like work.
Yeah. I have learned that now here's my thought. And like I said, it's just my thought. Some people join events just for the prizes. And they join with projects that are already completed or already started. They don't actually follow the requirements, hence why they have the requirements. And that puts a lot of pressure on everybody else who doesn't do that. Because I'm going to call it the bad apple, because the bad apple is in the barrel, we all need to follow certain guidelines. And it's unfortunate. It also really sucks for those who want to just participate and have fun to have a new start, but all your kits are over 50 by 50.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I don't want to start another kit. Please. No, it has to be a new kit. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to work on this kit. You guys have fun. Like, I will cheer everybody else on. And that's what happened to me last fall, like last summer, fall. And hence why I have so many whips. I'm like, no, I don't want another new start. I want to finish this one because it just overwhelmed me. I'm like, I don't know which kit goes with which canvas and where do they put it now?
Okay, so imagine all of that. And I'm somebody who cannot work on more than one kit at a time. Like,
Yeah.
I am struggling because I have 2 kits going right now. I'm struggling, and it makes me not want to do any diamond painting. So yes, that's exactly it. So I've learned that I'll kind of follow along. I'll watch the videos I want to watch. I just do what I would normally do because I don't need the prizes anyway. And so that's just how I do it. I try to enjoy the camaraderie. But I've stopped really participating in events, except I think the last one I did was the Mary Morales one that was done at the end of last year. Cause I mean, she's my favorite artist, and the rules of the event were not terribly complicated or too much for me to follow, though it really kind of pushed my limits.
Yeah. Well, and that's good. And another part of that is there's so many events now.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
When I first started, I thought there was lots of events, but now there's like double, 3 times that. And I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm going to just really pick. I guess it's kind of like when I first started diamond painting. Before, I would just like, ooh, I want that one, and I want that one, I want that one. And then it was like, you know what? I now have a stash. I now know what I really like. I know what's important, and I'm going to be selective. And I do it because I want to do it, not because I have to do it.
Yes. And that's so what I did. I had like 1 year where I did events. I was so invested in the events that literally I signed up for an event to do every month. And I figured out that almost every single diamond painting I did that year ended up being event geared. And I was like, I didn't really choose any of these. I chose them because I chose the event, but would I have done these diamond paintings this year had it not been for that? And so then I started going, am I doing this for me, or am I doing this for an event? And then that became a whole thing in my brain. And so, So now, and again, am I wealthy? No. But do I need more diamond paintings? No. Do I need, I don't really use pins. I don't really need all the prizes. And especially to the retreat, I don't feel like, I'm like, I don't really need anything else. So I just kind of enjoy what I have now and let that lead the way.
Well, yeah, because I would buy the paintings and then an event would come up and I'm like, I don't have anything that fits that requirement. Part of it was because I was thinking black and white. It has to fit this. Not looking at my paintings going, okay, well, if I think of it this way, I could fit it in. So I would buy a painting for the event. And of course, all the ones I like were larger than the requirement. And then I'm like, how am I going to get it done? Oh, Marguerite says her son bought her that kit with the 65 colors, and it was square. Yep. Linda, I am opting out of Jingle Drill's grand prizes due to not wanting to start another new canvas. Yeah. And I like that opportunity. And you make a really good point too, Linda. Most Christmas type events are starting November 1st. Whereas before you would have like the Halloween one, and it would be like September, October, or October, November. Or you could have November as like a relax month and then pick up in December. But a lot of them are now starting in November and December. So then how do you wrap up everything for the end of the year to start a new year? It's a challenge. Mutt says, I only do events that I feel welcome in and don't have to jump through hoops to enter. Yeah. Like, I just have fun doing them and sharing them.
Yeah, and if I have to join a Facebook group, I don't mind joining Facebook groups every once in a while, but if I have to join one and I have to follow along and I have to post here and update there and share this there, it's too much.
Yeah. Well, and each event now is starting its own new Facebook group that you have to join. And I'm like, do you know how many Facebook groups I am joined to? And then if I have a busy week, I get all the notifications and then I'm like, oh my God, how many notifications do I have to go through?
Yep.
Because I want to support them, but I just don't have time. So yeah, it's trying to find what works for you and brings enjoyment to you which leads us back to healing with the arts. If
It's
you're not
healing if
in,
it's stressing you out.
bingo. Bingo.
So that means that, you know, also part of this means that you have to be willing to take the time to listen to your own body, to listen to your own mind, to be mindful of how things make you feel, and to be willing to set up boundaries, and say, no, I am not doing that, or that doesn't benefit me, so I'm not participating.
And that is hard, especially when you have friends in the community and you want to support them.
Mm-hmm.
But it's important for your own self-care and health, overall health. If you're not enjoying it, it's okay to go, I'm not enjoying this. What can I do that will make me enjoy it?
Yes, and
stressing out about it's not going to make you healthy.
Right. And if people in the event are stressing you out, if they're behaving in ways that make you frustrated, like I've been in events where I've seen people that are like begging for free kits or for free prizes or whatever for doing nothing, or, you know, going in ahead of time and saying, I can't do this, boo-hoo. I understand, like there's a way, and I feel like sometimes there's a lack of couth from people when they're entering those events. Like, sure, say, I'm so sorry, I'm not going to be able to participate this time. Maybe next time in the future, I'll have the funds to be able to purchase a kit for this. That's one thing. But saying, I really wish somebody would be willing to share a kit with me because I can't afford one, and, you know, going on and on. A lot of people are struggling financially all of the time. And so I don't know. That always rubs me kind of wrong too. And so I've also learned that I kind of stay out of event spaces that have that kind of thing happening. So that's another thing. Like, you know, if the people there are also making you unhappy, if it's not the art, if it's not the event, it's not the requirements, you know, anything about it that isn't quite lining up with something that makes you feel well, then just avoid it.
That's a really good point too, because there are, throughout the world, there are individuals who join communities, and I'm just going to say communities in general, whether it's a physical location or online, virtual, they will join a community because they know that community is supportive to enable them to receive something. Once they get it, they leave that community and they go to the next one. And that does not align with my value and my beliefs. And I stay away from them. And I will stay away from that individual if it's, whether it's online or in person. I'm like, you know what? If you're okay with that, that's you. It's not okay with me. And I get to choose if I am going to be there or not. And that goes back to that self-care, the self-boundary, the self-respect, your health. Because growing up, I didn't always have the choice. And it's hard when you're now an adult and you're like, I don't want to do this, but I feel obligated to stay here. And you're like, actually, you know what? I don't. Even if you're working on something, you're working on an art form that is your therapeutic healing process. If you're not in the right environment for it, you're not healing. You're now reassociating your healing art with the anxiety and the distrust and all the unhealthy parts of it. Let's see, Linda says, this is the first year I am doing multiple whips. I'm enjoying it so far. However, starting to apply up a few where they are so large. Yep. If I join a group or channel for an event, I try to still interact after the event. Yeah. Well, that was the whole point. It may not be as often where I am, so many though. Yeah. Like the ones I join, I want to be there because of the group, not because, ooh, you've got great prizes, or you know, it could be part of a cause. I'm really in support of a cause.
Mm-hmm.
However, the dynamics within the group may evolve, and it may evolve in a way that I'm not comfortable with. Doesn't mean I can't support the cause. I may just do it in a different manner. So it's also part of that all or nothing that I'm trying to change of, I'm going to do art. It's going to be part of my healing process. And I have to do it all the time. And I have to do all of them. Or I do not. Well, that's not fair. There's got to be a middle ground there somewhere. Muttnut says, most of the groups I'm in on YouTube, if I am, I'm in their group or no event. In or YouTube I'm in there for the event or no event. Yeah. So you're there regardless of whether there's an event or not an event. Right? You're there for the community.
And that's exactly, yep.
Yeah. That's exactly.
That's why I love enjoying groups and events, because I think the camaraderie of knowing other people are working on similar diamond paintings, at least under the similar vein, you know, with similar interests. Like I knew in that Margaret Morales event that I joined, I knew everybody that joined that event loved her art. And that was so cool to me, because I don't know anybody else that's like as big of a fan of her art as I am. Because, you know, I don't really know a whole lot of diamond painters. And so and everybody has their own little niche that they like. Right. But it was kind of cool to see other people that were like, oh, I would die to have that. You know, like it sounds so melodramatic, but it's cool.
But it's also the conversations.
Yep.
And you get to meet people that are not necessarily in your area.
Yes. And it was, you know, oh, what's your favorite image that she's done? And sometimes it would get me to look at images I had never even seen before, or, you know, some of her older art pieces or things like that. And so, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was cool. And that is the whole point of joining those kinds of events and groups, is to be able to do those kinds of things.
Yeah. I think for me, that's one of the parts I absolutely love. It's like, what are you working on? Oh, that is so cute. Or, oh my gosh, that is incredible. Or, I wouldn't have thought of that one. Look how it's turning out.
Well, and for me, especially that one, because I fell in love with her back when she was with a company called Diamond Shop, and a lot of people didn't even know that company existed, because it's an older company. And I have a couple images from her from that shop, and so I was able to work on ones that nobody had ever seen before as a diamond painting. So, and then I also got to share images of diamond paintings of hers that I've done in the past that I had already completed that they had not seen. And that was so fun. That was just like, I was able to kind of engage people that were like newer fans of hers into falling even more in love with her art, which was really, really cool.
Yeah. That's like a little family.
Yeah. It's a little bonus.
Linda says, I try new to meet artists if the group does a different event sometimes also. Yeah. Like sometimes I don't know an artist until people start talking about it and I start looking at it. I'm like, ooh, thank you for introducing it to me.
Like Cat Fedora.
Yeah. Oh, I have half the kitty done on this one.
Nice.
And then of course I usually hold it up at the end of the night and I'm like, honey, look what I found. Can you see it? Can you see it? And he's like, there's a cat. I'm like, yes, and there's a heart on the fence.
That's funny.
So I've just got two more colors here. Nope, three. I have three more colors here, but I'll show you half the kitty. And I actually got around to cleaning my room a bit, which is really nice. There's the kitty. I got the bottom half of the kitty and that.
Aww.
I love the colors in this. Absolutely love it. I am definitely a bright colored person.
Bright colors embrace joy.
They're just so pretty. I love the moon. The moon's like all dust drills.
Really?
Oh. It's just like stunning.
How are the square diamonds?
They fit nicely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to complain.
We've had this conversation. You know, the one that you're working on is a round. And for the most part, the rounds are fairly consistent. The one is really hard to cover the symbol that it was.
Yeah.
And for me being anal, I kept seeing it and I'm like,
yeah.
And personally, I'm a square person. So these actually fit quite nicely. So even if you look at the flower, let me push that one back in. Like they fit quite nicely. So I quite enjoy it. What I discovered, because I couldn't figure out why I preferred squares over rounds, is because they cover up more of the glue area.
And I originally thought I would love the squares over rounds because of that. I liked they lined up so nicely and it covered so much space. But
Yep.
I have learned from me,
yep,
I don't do the tweezers, and so the perfectionism kind of overshadows that, and I end up not liking them as much. I do love the way it looks at the end more, but it's more time consuming. And when I actually sit down and diamond paint, I want to go quickly.
Gotcha. Yep.
There's a reason why I single place with my multi-placer,
Yeah.
and I use my single placer really to straighten more than anything. Actually, I like it to be fast.
Yeah. What I found myself thinking about this past week is having a multi-placer, but having a piece on the end of it to straighten. Because when I use my multi-placer, and yes, I only use a 4 multi-placer, that's my comfort zone, that if I go to place it and then I go to move it, it squishes my putty or my wax in. And then I find I have to keep pulling it out. But if there was a piece on the end that could be my shover, my alignment tool, that would be cool.
Oh, it would be a perfect.
Did that make any sense?
Yeah.
Because I find I use a portion of the multiplacer more than all of it. So the sticky part that in that section gets shoved down more frequently.
Mine are the edges because I use the 12 placer, but I will like you can see 3 down that were not in a row. It was 1, 2, 3, and I diamond paint funny.
No, I get it. I thought it was just me.
I think we all have our own way of doing it. I feel like my way allows me to go really fast, which is part of what I enjoy, seeing how fast I can go. It allows me to be fast and more precise. But it also makes it so I don't have to keep dipping back into my tray.
Yes. See, and I like the slow and steady. So I'm the turtle and you're the hare.
Yes. But we both get to win the race.
The line.
But see, you got this image completed before I did. So
it's also a round. Rounds are larger than squares.
Right, but I mean, like we started on it at the same time. So, you know, it's not necessarily that you've spent less hours than me or more hours than me. It's like you got it finished, even though you were the turtle.
Good
so
point.
It literally is the turtle, the tortoise, and the hare.
Look how far you've come in that section tonight.
Yeah, I'm actually almost finished.
I know. Oh, I love how it just pops. You see the little face, eyes. And there's different colors in that yellow section.
Yeah, there's a lot of different. This was way more confetti than I thought it would be. Let's see.
Yeah.
There you go.
And see, you've got little pinks for the cheeks.
Yep. Pink cheeks and lots of, I like the this particular orange. It's
is that like the AB one or is that the fairy?
It's like the fairy dust, what Art Club calls fairy dust. I don't remember what she calls them. Pixie dust. I don't remember.
Yeah, that
is really pretty. It's got, I can't tell if that's gold flecks on top or if they're orange flecks. That's really pretty.
Yeah, there was one, I'm trying to think what the color was. It's like a very vibrant orange.
Yeah, I think that's the one I just did that I like so much.
Yeah, there's the 742 AB, but there was a 741 dust.
Yeah, that's the dust that I'm talking about. That's the one that's here. That orange is gorgeous.
It was one of my favorite drills. I was like,
so
I want more. Can I place it more?
Let's see if I can't show this a little bit. Can you guys see that?
Let me do this. Can I do this? Nope. Hold on.
You trying to make mine larger?
Oh, yes. There you go. Yeah,
look at that.
It is so pretty.
So all of that, it's like shines gold. It's very pretty. I love it. Anyway.
It is absolutely stunning.
It's so cute.
Yeah, that orange is pretty, Linda says.
Yeah, it is a stunning color. Which one is that one? It's like this one here. This one is 977 in this canvas. And it, again, this one is like an orangey color. It is an AB. And it is just stunning in the canvas. It's in part of the flower blossom. Okay, we are at 2 hours.
Oh my. I wonder why I got that done. So shall we talk about the video?
Oh, yes. Oh, I need to go find it. I have it.
To link it?
Yes, I'm going to link it.
Okay.
So you talk about it. I'm going to go get it.
So when Rhonda was mentioning this event, she had talked about how she really liked this particular diamond painting because the dandelion had been a prevalent thing that she had been popping up in her life recently. And as we were talking about and planning this event, I came across a YouTube video, and it was it's not a video. I guess maybe it was a TikTok short. I don't remember.
Yeah,
anyway, it was a short. It's not very long. It's like a minute and a half or something like that, right, Rhonda?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I'm kind of stumbling over what I'm trying to say here, but anyway, the short is, the gist is, like, to being able to move on and heal generational trauma. And the video itself has a dandelion as the character in it. And I saw it, I watched it, it made me tear up. And so I spoke to Rhonda about it, because I was like, this is part of, the PTSD, the CPTSD trauma is, not sharing that with your family, not putting that on other people, and trying to, and the healing process is you trying to make your life and your children's lives, your family's life, whoever you live with, better. And I don't know, it's the video spoke to me. And of course, then when I shared it with Rhonda, she really liked it too. So we were like, this is something that we thought maybe you guys would like a link to be able to watch it. Just a forewarning that it may make you tear up or cry, but it's so beautiful. It's I don't know, it's not in a sad way. It's in a almost healing kind of way that it made me tear up, because it was validating in all of the work that I've done. And I think, Rhonda, you felt the same way, right?
Oh gosh, as you're talking about it, I'm getting goosies.
It's a beautiful, beautiful clip. I've watched it multiple times just because it made me feel so good.
Yeah. Mutt says a dandelion will always grow taller than other plants around it. Yeah.
Yes.
This little video really is. So you have the houses, you have the sidewalk, and then there's the green patch between the sidewalk and the street. And on one side, there's a driveway. And on one side, there are dandelions. And they don't have water. And this one dandelion wants to change that for the dandelions. And he sees across the driveway a sprinkler where there's water. And it literally is changing the path going forward and breaking that generational trauma by making a difference. And he does.
And giving of yourself in order to do it.
Yes. It was so appropriate and so fitting. It was meant to be.
like I said, dandelions have come up for me throughout the summer. And I do volunteer work for a foundation. It's called CPTSD Foundation. And they have trauma-informed yoga. And we were not talking, like we talk, but we had not talked about how I do creativity with them. And I had said, you know what? Dandelions, different stages, different growths, different purposes. People have different opinions of them. And the next week, we continued talking about dandelions. And one of the members was like, did you know in the trauma-informed yoga, we were talking about dandelions too? And we talked to them about you talking about dandelions. Dandelions just became the theme for the summer. Hence, Rebecca showed me this TikTok video, and I'm like, oh my gosh, yes. And when Shay did the unboxing for Love in Every Hue, I was like, oh my God, I have to do this. This is a sign. And that's how Rebecca and I got talking about doing this painting together for this month and just having a open, honest, non-judgmental, supportive conversation, peer-to-peer, about complex PTSD. He is so cute. I'm just looking at your painting. Oh my gosh. And your little snails underneath the washi tape.
It is.
You have done an amazing job. And I think everybody here working on whatever you're working on, you are doing an amazing job. Just saying that.
Yes. And thank you so much for joining us and participating and joining the chat. Like, that really means a lot.
Yeah. I know this was more of an informational kind of event, but it is something that is close, dear, and personal for me. And I'm just really grateful for you guys. So I want to leave you guys with knowing you are enough, that Rebecca and I both see you, hear you, and appreciate you. And thank you for being alongside us. Please do go check out Sparkle Sanctuary's channel. Show her some love. Please give a like. If you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We will be doing more mental health musings. They will be monthly. We will get back into the swing of that. And if you ever need to have a conversation, by all means, please feel free to reach out to myself. I'm not going to say that for Rebecca because Rebecca has her own voice.
I agree.
But we see you guys.
Yes, this was a lot of fun. And this was so much fun. And I really, the commentary that people just joining and spending the time with us has been very, it's wonderful. It's really wonderful. And I really enjoyed working with you on this. And yeah, I'm told my girls tonight that this was going to be our last video like this. And they were like, why? So I thought that was really cool. So yeah. I think they can tell I've been enjoying it. So thank you, everybody.
And this will not be our last conversation about mental health and specifically about complex PTSD. There's so many different things coming up. And like I said, if you guys ever want to chat, just let us know.
Yeah.
Okay. We love you. I'm going to give you a heart. And thank you for joining us.
You guys are awesome. Please have a good remainder of your day wherever you are, doing whatever you're doing. You're doing the best you can with what you have in this moment. You got it. Bye, everybody.
Bye.